back to Bloom Pilates. Today we're going to be doing a beginner reformer session, and I have my dad helping me today. So my dad has or suffers with arthritis in his lower back and hips. So we're going to be focusing on those areas, focusing on mobility through those areas. Just generally with arthritis, those sort of movements, areas tend to lack movement, and it's really important to keep your body moving, especially with arthritis. And Dad finds Pilates helps quite a bit, don't you? Right, so we're going to start lying down. I have lifted the headrest for my dad just because I find in my male clients, their shoulders tend to be a little broader, so they can't always have their heads lying flat down. And then I've also made sure that we have a small Pilates hand towel underneath the lower back. Just my personal suggestion is if you suffer with lower back pain, always make sure you've got a small Pilates ball and towel underneath your lower back just to cushion that area. So starting with about a fist space between your knees and your ankles, we're going to start with our pelvic tilts. So we're going to tuck the tailbone under, tucking your tailbone towards the ceiling, and then exhale, release back down to neutral. And again, we inhale, tuck, so thinking of your pubic bone lifting up to the ceiling, and exhale, release. The idea with this is try and make sure that the glutes stay relaxed. Inhale, tuck, and exhale, release. Inhale, tuck, and exhale, release. Inhale, tuck, and exhale, release. One last time, inhale, tuck, and exhale, release. Just being aware that your knees stay parallel. As what happened with my dad here, knees started to fall out. You always want to make sure that your knees stay in line with your hips. We're now going to go into full pelvic lift. So we inhale, tuck the tailbone under. Exhale, engaging your glutes and hamstrings, peeling your spine, vertebra by vertebra. Inhale, hold. And then exhale, slow and controlled, upper back rolling down, mid back, lower back, and release. Perfect. And again, we inhale, tuck the tailbone under. Exhale, engaging your glutes, hamstrings, lower back, peeling off mid back, upper back, keeping that capital Y position within the torso. And exhale, slow and controlled, rolling all the way down, upper back, mid back, lower back. Let's do two more of those. Inhale, tucking the tailbone under. Exhale, engaging your glutes and hamstrings. How's your neck feeling, okay? Inhale, hold. And exhale, slow and controlled, rolling down upper back, mid back, lower back. Last one for me. Inhale, tucking your tailbone under. Exhale, engaging your glutes and hamstrings. Inhale, hold. And exhale, all the way back down, upper back, mid back, lower back. So Dad battles to lift his legs or keep them lifted in tabletop. So modified version would be to keep your feet down as we go into our supine spine twist. So Dad, what I'm going to ask you to do, bring your knees together for me and your ankles. And then I'm going to ask you to grab hold of the shoulder rests for me with your hands, opening your elbows nice and wide, that's it. Lifting your heels up for me. And we're going to lift your one hip up off of the carriage, keeping your shoulder blades pressed into the mat, and then exhale, coming back to center. And inhale, lifting your other hip off of the mat, and exhale, coming back to center. So you can do this in tabletop if it feels comfortable. Inhale, but this is more of the beginner version. Exhale, back to center. Inhale, lift. And exhale, back to center. Inhale, lift. Exhale, back to center. One last time. Inhale, lift. And exhale, back to center. Perfect. I'm going to ask you to hug your knees in towards your chest for me. Feeling okay? And I'm just going to reset the reformer. So my reformer can move forward and back depending on my client's height. So we're going to move that back a little bit. And then I'm going to bring the foot bar not quite at the highest setting, just one down from the highest. And I'm going to make sure that I've got 2 light springs and 2 medium springs. So I'm not going to go according to the colors of the springs because every reformer is different. I'm just going to tell you the strength we're using today. So coming into our footwork series, we're going to place your heels onto the foot bar, flexing your feet, again making sure those knees are in line with your hips and ankles are in line with the knees. We're thinking of that capital Y position, so the rib cage drawing down towards the belly button, the pubic bone zipping up. As we inhale, you're going to exhale, gently press your heels into the foot bar, pressing the carriage back. Perfect. Stopping about there, and then inhale, coming all the way back in. Trying not to let the carriage hit the stopper. And exhale, we press out. These can go a little bit faster. And inhale to come back in, just to warm up the legs. Exhale, 3. Does that strength feel okay? And inhale, coming back in. Exhale, 4. And in. Exhale, 5. Keep these toes flexed. And in. Exhale, 6. And in. Exhale, 7. And in. Exhale, 8, and in. Exhale, 9, and in. Exhale, 10. I'm going to ask you to come in halfway for me, and we're going to press out halfway. So 10 little pulses for me. We press out 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and slow and controlled, bringing the carriage all the way back to meet the stopper. Coming onto toes onto the foot bar for me. So we're going to press the balls of your feet into the foot bar, lifting your heels just very slightly. That's it. Making sure again you've got about a fist space between your knees and your ankles, and from there we're going to exhale, press the carriage away. And inhale, you can yawn if you need to, it's okay. And exhale, pressing out. And inhale to come back in. Exhale, 3. Very nice breath work, good. And inhale to come in. Exhale, 4. Inhale. Exhale, 5. Inhale. Exhale, 6. Inhale. Exhale, 7. Inhale. Exhale, 8. Inhale. Exhale, 9. Are you tired, Dad? And in. Dad keeps yawning. Exhale, out. And in. We're going to do 10 little pulses. And we pulse 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. On that last one, I want you to press all the way out for me, so straightening your legs as much as possible. And we're going to come into our tendon stretch. We're going to press the heels down as far as you can, feeling that stretch through the backs of the legs. And then you're going to inhale, lift your heels. And exhale, pressing down. So essentially it's a calf raise. And inhale, lifting up. We have 10 of these, pressing down. Really focusing on that capital Y position as you lift and press down. Exhale, 6 and press. Exhale, 7 and press. Exhale, 8 and press. Exhale, 9 and press. Exhale, 10 and press. We're going to come into our running. So we're going to bend one leg, keep the other leg straight, and then switching the other leg, making sure that we don't have any Shakira hips going on, so keeping those hips as still as possible, just switching leg to leg. Just be careful, Dad, that you don't let the knee jerk. So think of it as a squeeze down and squeeze up and squeeze down and squeeze up. That's it, just so we're not putting any tension on the knees. Good. We have 4, 3, 2, and 1. Perfect. Bending both knees to come all the way in. Slowly bringing the carriage all the way back to the stopper. So for the next exercise, because we are going to come into some pelvic lifts, I'm actually going to lower the headrest down. And this is where, if you do have an extra towel, you might want to roll it up. If you just feel that your neck is a bit strained lying all the way down, grab another small hand towel. And we'll just roll it up a little bit if you lift your head for me. So just so that, again, there's a little bit of extra cushioning. And I do just find this a lot with my male clients because their shoulders are quite broad. They can't always drop their heads all the way down. Right, so we're going to come into our pelvic lift. We're going to wrap the arches of your feet over the foot bar, wrapping your toes round. I'm going to pop it onto 2 medium springs. The aim of this exercise is to keep the carriage as still as possible. Like we did in the beginning to warm up, we're going to tuck the tailbone under, squishing that blueberry-sized gap. We're going to engage your glutes and hamstrings, lifting your lower back, mid-back, upper back, keeping the carriage as still as possible. Inhale, hold, and then exhale, slow and controlled, rolling all the way back down. Where did you feel that? In your backs of your legs. Good. How are the hips feeling? Okay? Back okay?
Yeah.
Good. Right, so we're going to inhale, tuck the tailbone under, exhale, engaging your glutes and hamstrings, peeling your spine off of the carriage. Inhale, hold, and then exhale, slow and controlled, upper back, mid back, lower back. So I'd really, really love to use pelvic lifts as a warm-up through the spine, especially with clients that have lower back and hip mobility issues. We're going to tuck the tailbone under, exhale, engage your glutes and hamstrings. If you find that this position going all the way up is too uncomfortable, just lift up halfway and exhale, slow and controlled, upper back, mid back, lower back. 2 more. Inhale, tucking the tailbone under, try and keep the carriage as still as possible. Exhale, peeling your spine vertebra by vertebra. Inhale, hold, and exhale, slow and controlled, upper back, mid back, lower back. Last one for me. Inhale, tucking your tailbone under. Exhale, engaging your glutes and hamstrings, peeling your spine off of the carriage, holding it there for me, making sure those knees are nice and parallel. We're going to press the carriage away and then bend to come in. 1. Exhale, 2, keeping the pelvis lifted. And in. So if you had that tray of gin and tonic resting on your hips, you try to keep that tray as still as possible. 3. Exhale, 4. And in. Exhale, 5. And in. Holding it there, lifting your pelvis up, slow and controlled. Rolling down, upper back, breathe, breathe, breathe. Lower back. Perfect. Nice. And as much as you want to hold your breath in that exercise, make sure you breathe through it. That's really important in Pilates. Right, so we're going to come into some arms in straps now. I'm going to place 2 light springs on. And I'm going to ask you, Dad, to grab hold of the small handle for me. Perfect. So we want to make sure that your hands are in line with your shoulders. You might need to scoot yourself down a little bit just so that you're not so close to the shoulder rest. Right, so everybody at home as well, making sure that your hand is in line with your shoulders. You're thinking of the backs of your ribs pressing down into the carriage. You're thinking of that lower back, especially if you've got lower back issues, pressing that lower back down into the carriage so that spine lying flat on the mat. We're going to lift your right leg up to tabletop. Lift your left leg up to tabletop. And generally what I find with my clients who battle to come into tabletop is to cross one leg over. So which side, Dad, would you say is worse today, left or right? Left. So the worst side going on top so that that bottom side can keep you lifted. Right, we're just going to start with the arms. So taking a nice deep inhale for me. And we're going to exhale, bring your arms all the way down next to your side. And inhale, lifting them all the way back up. Perfect. exhale 2, and inhale, lift. Exhale 3, inhale, exhale 4, inhale, and exhale 5. Nice, inhale, lift. Bringing one foot down onto the foot bar and the other foot, taking a second just to relax those hips and just little rocks side to side. How are you feeling? How are those hips feeling? Okay? A little bit stiff? Right, we're going to open your arms out into a T position and very gently pull your hands so that they're in line with your shoulders again. So everybody at home, same thing, hands are in line with your shoulders. You're thinking of the rib cage pressing down into the carriage. We're bracing those abdominal muscles. Think of those hip bones drawing closer together. We're going to lift that right leg up to tabletop again, lift that left leg up, and we're going to cross over. If you can manage to alternate legs crossing over, that would be great. Otherwise, stick to the one that's worse on top. So we're going to inhale to prepare. Exhale, bringing your arms all the way in next to you, contracting those abdominal muscles. And inhale, opening your arms out to the side. Exhale, squeezing your arms to come in. And inhale, opening your arms out to the side. Exhale, 3 more. Inhale, open. Exhale, 2. Inhale, and exhale 1. Inhale. Perfect. Nice. And again, just relaxing one leg down onto the foot bar for me, and then the other leg. And then we're going to lift both arms up to the ceiling again. Right, from there we're going to come into our arm circles. So it's a combination of straight arms and our wide arms. So let's just give it a try without lifting the legs straight away. So we're going to exhale, bring your arms all the way down. The carriage will move. Inhale, opening your arms out to the side, and then lifting your arms to come back up. Just be careful that the ribs don't expand. You want to keep them contracted. Keep thinking of the backs of the ribs pressing into the carriage. Right, so we're going to give that a try with your legs in tabletop. So again, thinking of that capital Y position, hands are in line with your shoulders. Taking a nice deep inhale to prepare. Exhale, bringing your arms all the way down. Inhale, open your arms out to the side. And exhale. So just natural breath work here, breathing in and out as we do these arm circles. 2, round, and in. 3, round, and in. 4, round, and in. And 5, round, and in. We're going to reverse that movement, and we open the arms out to the side, bringing them in, making sure to breathe. Inhale through your nose, exhaling out through your mouth. 2, keeping that contraction through those abdominal muscles. 3, keeping the back pressed into the carriage. Perfect. 2, and 1. And then we're going to bring one leg down onto the foot bar, bring the other leg down. I'll grab hold of the straps and just take a second. Again, just little rocks side to side for me, just allowing some movement through the lower back. How are you feeling? A little bit warmer? Mm-hmm. Hopefully everybody at home is feeling warmer as well. Right, so we're going to come into our legs in straps now. I love doing legs in straps because these movements do really help work into those hip flexors. So we're going to bring the carriage all the way in. I'm going to pop 2 medium springs on and take the 2 light springs off. What I'm going to ask you to do, Dad, is just press into the bar for me and allow the carriage to push back towards the back wall. And I'm going to ask you to bring me your right leg, bring it into tabletop, popping the strap onto your foot, and then the same thing over to the other side. So just a safety thing is to always make sure that your feet are in tabletop when you're on the reformer. You want to make sure that your knees are in line with your hips and that you are imprinting your lower back down into the mat. So that lower back gently pressing into the mat for me. Hands are relaxed down next to you. We all tend to want to hold onto our stomachs or hold onto our chest. It's just a natural reaction, but we want to really make sure that the arms are lengthening away from the body so that the chest is lying flat and those shoulder blades are flat along the mat. So we're going to make sure that your knees are over your hips, so just gently pressing into the carriage. Perfect. Right, flexing those toes for me. You want to have a little space, about a fist space between your ankles and your knees. And from there, you're going to exhale, press both heels towards the window for me. Making sure that the legs don't drop too low down, and then bending your knees to come all the way back in. Good. Just try and keep those legs parallel. So you might find what's happening with my dad is he's starting to wobble a bit, and those legs, those knees are starting to fall inwards. So the best thing to do there is make sure you've got a small Pilates ball in between your knees. Just to keep them nice and level and in alignment. So we're going to place the small ball in between your knees. Same thing, you're going to exhale, press your heels to the window, and then inhale, coming all the way back in. So even if you can't straighten your legs now all the way, it doesn't matter, and exhale, pressing your heels to the window, and inhale, bending to come back in. Flexing those toes for me. Exhale, press. Squeezing the ball, pressing those heels to the window, that's it. And inhale, bending to come all the way back in. Just be careful that that back doesn't arch. Last one, exhale, pressing your heels to the window. Stopping about there and inhaling to come all the way back in. So I'd rather have your legs slightly bent and your back not arching than pressing your legs all the way out and that back starts to arch. We're going to press your heels together, opening your toes out, coming into froggy, and exactly the same thing, keeping those heels super glued together, that lower back pressing into the carriage. We exhale, press your heels to the window, and then inhale, bending to come in. So Dad, just be careful that you don't drop your heels down to the floor. Okay, keep those heels super glued together and exhale, squeezing your inner thighs. Squeeze, 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 squeeze. That's it, even if you don't straighten. And then bend to come in. Stopping there, that's it. Exhale, 3, pressing out. And inhale, bend to come back in. 2 more, exhale, pressing out. And inhale, bending to come back in. 1 last time, exhale, pressing out. And inhale, bending to come back in. We're going to bring your legs parallel. I'm going to ask you to straighten your legs as much as you can without your back arching. So we exhale, press those legs to the window. And we're going to come into your leg circles. So keeping your legs as straight as you can, try and press into those straps. That's it, straighten those legs, good. From there, we're going to go into leg circles. So we're going to open the legs, circle them round and in, and making them nice and narrow. Especially somebody like my dad who's got arthritis in the hips. So we don't want big leg circles, we want nice and narrow movements. Just creating some movement through that area. And last one, we're going to repeat opposite direction, making sure to breathe through the movement, keeping those knees nice and straight for me if you can. 2, 3, where you're feeling it. 4, Dad, where are you feeling it? 5, backs of your legs. Bend to come in. All right, I'm going to ask you to grab hold of the ropes. And we're going to take our legs out of the leg straps now, stretching your leg all the way out. Same on the other side. Letting go of the ropes and just bending your knees to come all the way back in for me. Nice, hugging those knees in. Where did you feel it? More back of the legs or in your hips?
Lower back.
Lower back. So that might happen that you feel it in the lower back. It just depends on how stiff, yeah, that's what we want, the backs of the legs. It just depends on how stiff you're feeling today. And it is very cold here in Wales today, so that can also play a big part on arthritis if it's cold. Right, we're going to bring one foot down onto the mat and the other foot down. Perfect. Nice. When you're ready, just slowly bringing yourself off of the reformer. Probably easiest way is to, just drop your legs down to the side. And just for anybody at home that's new to reformer, you might want to sit for a second before you stand up, because sometimes working on the reformer can make you feel a bit dizzy. How are you feeling? Okay? Good. Right, so we're going to come into some seated arm work. And generally I find with anybody that's got hip pain, they can't always sit with their legs crossed, so it's a little bit easier to use our box. Sorry, Dad, I'm just going to ask you to stand up. So I find it a little bit easier for all my clients that do suffer with hip pain to sit on the box. So you can either sit on the box, pop your feet onto the headrest, or if that doesn't feel comfortable in the hip flexors, you can then open your legs slightly. Just see how that feels, and you can also open your knees out to the side. Again, I'm going to pop 2 light springs onto the reformer. Does that feel comfortable, or do you want to open your legs? Comfortable. Right, grabbing hold of the small handles for me. Making sure that you're sitting right onto those sit bones, opening up your collarbones, bracing those abdominal muscles. We're going to come into our plow. You're going to exhale, pull your arms straight back, squeezing the backs of your arms, and then inhale, releasing your arms forward. Exhale 2, and release, really lengthening through that mid-back for me. Exhale 3, and release. Very nice. Exhale 4, and release. Exhale 5, and release. Exhale 6, and release. Exhale 7, and release. Exhale 8, and release. Exhale 9, and release. And exhale 10, and release. We're going to come into Pilates bicep curls. So unlike your gym bicep curls, you're not letting your elbows tuck in next to you. We want to keep those elbows relatively in line with your shoulders. Try not to lean back if you can help it. Bracing those abs. We're going to exhale, bend your forearms, bring the carriage in, and then release. Perfect. Really thinking of that capital Y position. Try not to lean back if you can help it. Lengthen through that mid-back. Exhale 2, and release. Exhale 3, release. Exhale 4, release. Exhale 5, release. 6, exhale 7, exhale 8, exhale 9, and exhale, keep those elbows lifted. 10. Nice. Hopefully feeling that in the shoulders. Good. Take a little second, give those shoulders a bit of a roll out for me. I'll grab the straps for you. Nice. And then I want you to swing your legs round so you're turning to face the front for me. And we're going to do one arm at a time now. So we're just going to pop one of the straps onto the hooks. And I'm going to be putting 1 blue spring. Now this can vary depending on your reformer. You might want it a little bit heavier, you might want it a little bit lighter. So we're going to grab hold of the strap with both hands for me. And then you're going to bring your arms in, elbows lifted. So almost like you're holding a bowl. So you want to have a little bit of a rounded shape. That's it, shoulders relaxed. From there, we're going to work into the obliques. So we're going to exhale without the hips moving. We're going to exhale, rotate to the side. Inhale, come back to center. And exhale, rotate. Inhale, back to center. That's it. Keep your hands in line with your breastbone. So as you exhale, that's it. Your arms can't move past your breastbone. Exhale 3. So we want that movement to come from the rib cage. Exhale 4. And release. Last one, exhale 5. And release. We're going to open the arms out to the side. We're going to come into our hug. And we're going to exhale, bring the arms in. Inhale, open. Relaxing those shoulders for me. Exhale 2. Inhale, open. exhale 3, inhale, exhale 4, inhale, exhale 5, inhale, and relax. Right, we're going to repeat that over to the other side, so give your shoulders a little bit of a roll out for me. And then swinging your legs around to face the other direction. And I personally like to just change my springs on my reformer, just so that I'm not always working on the same spring. It just keeps them around for longer, I guess. Right, so we're going to grab hold of the small handle, grabbing hold of the strap with both hands, making sure that your hands stay towards your breastbone. We're going to exhale, rotate to the side. And then inhale, coming back in, making sure that we're rotating from the rib cage. Exhale, rotate. That's it. And back to center, relaxing those shoulders, lengthen through the mid-back. Exhale, rotate. Inhale, back to center. 2 more. Exhale, rotate. Inhale, back to center. Last one. Exhale, rotate. Inhale, back to center, opening your arms out to the side, coming into our hug. So making sure that these elbows stay nice and lifted. We're going to exhale. Imagine you're hugging a big tree. And inhale, open. Exhale, 2. Inhale. Exhale, 3. Inhale. Exhale, 4. Inhale. And exhale, 5. Inhale. Perfect. And then just bringing the strap all the way down for me. I'm going to show you the next exercise just because it's a little bit easier. And then I'm going to ask you to come off of the box for me. Right. You're okay to kneel? Mm-hmm. Right. So what we're going to do is we're going to come onto our box. And I'll demonstrate this with my dad in a minute. But we're going to place the big strap onto our foot. We're going to brace those abdominal muscles. From there, we're going to press the leg away, bring it in, press the leg away and in, so working into the glutes and hamstrings again. Then we're going to bring the leg down. This one we might get through, might not, depending on your arthritis and how it feels. But we're going to squeeze the leg to lift. Obviously, I don't have the strap, so it's going to be a little bit easier for me. Right, we're going to give it a go. We haven't done these before, have we? These are new for my dad, so if you're doing it at home with us, these might be new for you as well. Right, walking those knees back a little bit for me. Perfect. So you want to make sure, again, that your hips are in line with your knees are in line with your ankles, and just walking your knees back a little bit further for me. Perfect. Making sure that you're lifting up out of those shoulders, and if you had that tray of gin and tonic, it would be resting on your lower back. And the carriage is going to move, so don't get a fright. I'm just going to pop the strap onto your foot. So it's not quite a donkey kick because you're not lifting your heel up to the ceiling. It's more of a press out. So you're going to brace your abdominal muscles and you're going to press your heel towards the window. Exhale, squeezing your glutes and hamstring, and then inhale to come back in. Yes, we want it relatively lifted, so keep your knee hovering off of the box. Exhale, 2. We're just doing 5 of these today. How's that feeling, okay? Exhale, 3, and just remember to keep your chin relaxed for me so your neck is in line with your spine. Exhale, 4, and exhale, 5. Holding it there, keeping that leg nice and straight. You're going to let the leg come down almost to the side of the reformer. Holding it there, stop there. So we don't want it to be too big. And you're going to squeeze your leg. See how that feels. Stop and release. So make it quite small. How's that feeling, okay? Exhale, 2. Should be more in the abs than the leg. Exhale, 3. Got a good shake on, so that's good. Exhale, 4. And exhale, 5. And then I'm going to grab hold of the strap. Nice. Before we come over to the other side, let's just come into a cat-cow stretch. So we're going to exhale round through the spine, chin to chest, and inhale, release. Exhale, round, and inhale, release. Last one, exhale, round, and inhale, release. How did that feel in your hip, okay? Right, so we're going to repeat that over to the other side. Again, lifting up out of your shoulders for me, making sure we're tucking that tailbone under, so we're lengthening the tailbone away, that's it. And we're going to place the strap onto your foot. So I do understand at home this might be a little bit more of a challenge to bring your foot into the strap, and I'll show you what I do in a minute. So we're going to place those Embrace those abs for me, engaging them, and we're going to exhale, press your heel to the window. Inhale, bend to come in. Exhale, 2, and in. Exhale, 3, and in. Exhale, 4, and in. Exhale, 5. Holding it there, keeping that leg nice and stretched. We're going to slowly bring it down, not too far, stopping it there. And we're going to exhale, squeeze your glutes and hamstring, bracing those abs. Exhale, 2. Very nice. Exhale, 3. Exhale, 4. And exhale, 5. And then if you don't have anybody to take the strap off, just let the strap slide off of your foot, and you can slowly bring yourself off of the box. So I should have actually shown you this before, but if you're by yourself and you don't have anybody to pop the strap on, the way I do it is just kind of crouch down, pop the big loop over my foot, and then bring it in. That's probably the safest and easiest way to do it. Or you could sit on the side of your box, place the strap on, but I find it a little bit easier to crouch down first. Right. How are you feeling? A bit warmer?
Fine.
How are the hips feeling?
Okay.
Good. Right, so we're going to come into a little bit of a cool down now. So the thing with arthritis, especially lower back and hips, is you do want to go through the movements, but you don't want to be doing too much. It's a kind of a fine line between moving your body and knowing when you've had enough. So I think we're going to leave it there for today. And we'll come into a nice cool down. So one light spring. So you can either choose to have your legs sort of dangling off of the reformer. You can cross them if that feels comfortable, or if you are able to and you have the flexibility, coming into full mermaid. From there, we're going to reach up and over, doing a little body roll. We're going to do 3 of these. Place both hands onto the bar, do a little reach back and lift up, reach back, lift up. Then we're going to add another spring, come into our rest position, and then we'll come into thigh stretch. And repeat that all to the other side. So you decide how you want to sit on the reformer, whatever is comfortable for you. I'll take it off for you. So you can either sit on the side, you can cross your legs, whatever feels most comfortable. I'm going to give it a go with the full mermaid. It's a really nice stretch, the full mermaid, to open up the hip flexors as well. Right, so grabbing hold of the bar, the other hand's going to reach up and over as you press the bar away. Exhale, full body roll forward and release, and exhale, reach and full body roll forward and release, and exhale, reach, rolling round and release. We're going to bring both hands onto the bar and very gently pressing the bar away and coming all the way up. So as you come up, it's like an upward facing dog. You want to open up the chest and exhale, press away and lifting up. Last one, exhale, pressing away and lift. And then just adding that blue spring on. For me, we're going to come into your rest position now. So coming onto your knees to face the window. Popping both feet in between the shoulder rests. So relaxing your toes down, opening your knees as wide as you can. Pushing your bum down first towards your heels. That's it, all the way if you can. Before you push back, push your bum all the way to your heels. Then push the bar away for me. Now, if you're like my dad and you battle with this one, you can always use the small ball, pop it onto your heels, sit down onto the ball for me. There we go. Just alleviates any pressure in the knees, and you're going to push back. How does that feel? Okay? Mm-hmm. Hold it there for me. And we're going to hold it for a count of 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and slowly coming all the way up. I'm going to grab hold of the ball for you. You're going to come into your thigh stretch for me. So we want to make sure that this left leg is all the way forward, as far forward as you can get it. You want to make sure that your heel again is in line with your knee. I know I sound like a broken record, but we do want to make sure everything is in alignment. Now, very important with the thigh stretch, don't just push back because you're going to lose the stretch through the thigh. We want to press your hips down. And when you feel you can't go down anymore, then relax your forearms down onto the foot bar. And the more you think about that right hip pressing down towards the floor, the more of a stretch you'll get. And just go to where you feel comfortable, relaxing those shoulders, relax, relax. And we're going to hold it for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and slowly coming all the way back up. And we're going to repeat everything over to the other side, so going back into that mermaid stretch. Right, so going all the way around to the other side. So you want to have your right leg up against the shoulder rests. So this one will be left leg forward, right leg back. That's it. And we're going to go into pressing the carriage away, a little upper body roll, and lift. Exhale, 2. And lift, exhale, 3, and lift. We're going to place both hands onto the foot bar, and we're going to press the carriage away, and then slowly coming up, making sure to open up those collarbones. And exhale, pressing out, and inhale, open. Very nice. Exhale, 3. Try relax your chin. And open. Perfect. I'm going to ask you to place the other spring onto the hook for me. We're going to go back into our rest position. So again, if you need to, just grabbing hold of that small ball just to place underneath. You okay? Mm-hmm. It's a bit tricky to get out of the mermaid. Just a bit stiff today. Your hips. And you're going to press back, and we're going to push back. And relax. So Dad's just said he's got a bit of pain in his groin from the arthritis in the hips. So this is what I mean is you've just got to work through the movements. Sometimes you can't do 10 of everything. Rather just go for 3 and do 3 good ones and just kind of slowly work through it. Stretch and work through, yeah, that's it. That's why Pilates is really good for arthritis. It's gentle movement, low impact. And then slowly coming all the way back up. And we're going to end off with that thigh stretch onto the other side. So I'll grab hold of the ball. And just bring your right leg all the way forward. So again, just making sure that that knee is in line with your hips, very slowly pushing your left hip down first. When you can't go down anymore, relax your forearms down onto the bar. And you'll probably find one side might be a little bit easier than the other. Like this to me today, your left side looks a lot looser than your right. How does it feel? Mm-hmm. And we're just going to hold it there for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and release. Slowly coming up. And then just coming round for me to the front of the reformer. We're just going to do a little roll down to end off. So if you just stand in front of the reformer. Perfect. And we're going to go roll those shoulders back, relaxing your knees. Exhale, chin to chest, rolling down through the spine, vertebra by vertebra. Inhale, hold. And exhale, slow and controlled, rolling all the way back up. Inhale. And exhale, rolling down. Inhale, hold. And exhale, rolling all the way back up. We're going to press your palms together. Little upper back bend. Exhale, release. And we are finished. Thank you so much, everybody, for joining us today. I hope that this helps, especially if you are somebody that does suffer from arthritis, especially in your lower back and hips. If you'd like to see more of these videos, please make sure you comment, like, and subscribe to our channel, and we'll make sure to give you some more. We'll see you next week. Bye, guys.